was sick and tired, living in a town filled with narrow minds and hate. They used to laugh at me, their children called me names. I would run and hide, feeling so ashamed just for being born. I was just a boy, punished for a crime that was not mine. Life ain't so easy when you're...
Hello, hello, hello. And thank you so much for tuning in to A Spoonful of Comfort. I am Claudrine Jackson. I am your host for A Spoonful of Comfort, reminding you and me that there is so much discomfort going on in the world, but we're not a part of the discomfort. We are the ones that are giving comfort. And even my son, who is disabled, wants to give comfort. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for the privilege of your time. It's a blessing to be able to speak to you every week. I thank R.J. Watkins and Henry Tyler for keeping this platform available for those of us who have something that we want to express. I thank the people who have donated to the Purvis Jackson Foundation, who have donated through the Network for Good, through Facebook. You have been anonymous, so I don't know who you are, but I thank you. And I thank you for having that kind of a heart to want to help people with handicaps. I have a very special guest here today, but first I want to congratulate the Detroit Youth Choir.
Yes.
If you've seen them on America's Got Talent, you see how good they are. And I want to congratulate them because whether they win the big prize or not, they're winners for have gotten this far. And as a retired Detroit public school teacher, I am so proud of them. And I am proud of Mr. White, who's their director. They have accomplished so much, and I hope that it continues. Now, my husband, if you've seen the show before, you know that my husband was Purvis Jackson, the bass singer of the Spinners. Well, that's where Purvis started singing, in a Detroit public school choir. So we don't know what is in the future for these young people. And that's why I'm wearing purple. Detroit has gone purple in support of them, and they deserve our support and our encouragement. So congratulations to the Detroit Youth Choir. However it turns out tonight, you are still winners. So now let me introduce my special guest. I am very pleased and honored to have him as a guest on my show. This is Brian Piccolo.
Yes.
And should I say Minister Brian Piccolo?
Oh, Pastor Nelson is fine.
Oh, Pastor Nelson, okay. So we are really thankful to have you on the show. Mm-hmm. And you are going to tell us about the Detroit Legacy Foundation and what you are doing. But first of all, do you want to give us a little background on yourself?
Well, as I came up through the ranks here, I was in the military. I was a military guy. Came through the Marine Corps, came out in 1979. And then I saw on television, because I used to be an avid Soul Train watcher. I watched it every weekend. Went into the military, came out, and I turned back on the TV looking for Soul Train, but then I saw another television show on the air, and they were dancing. So I asked my partners, I said, what is this on the air? Because it wasn't on the air before I left. They said, oh, well, it's called The Scene. It's called The Scene. They're down there on Jefferson. They record every week. And I was like, oh, wow, I was really, really amazed at that. And that was in 1979. So I came down to The Scene. I got on the program. I danced for about a month or two, but I was very inclined with the communications. Yes. I was in that in the military, so they found out that I had skills in lighting and directing and things of that nature. So they brought me off of the dance floor and put me behind the scenes. And Nat Morris started grooming me and grooming me and grooming me to make me the person that I am today. So I pay homage to Mr. Nat Morris, who was very instrumental in my life. I call him my goddad. He taught me a whole lot in the industry. And I moved up to be director. I had my own couple of television shows. I went into the military. And when I came out, like I said, I just didn't know what I was going to do. And then I got under the wing of Mr. Nat Morris, and he just took me and brought me to heights that I couldn't even imagine.
Thank you. Nat Morris was a force in this city and still is. You know, he's got quite a legacy.
Yes, he does.
So I'm glad that you mentioned him, that you are part of his legacy. Now, can you tell us about the Detroit
Legacy.
Sunrise
Yeah,
legacy?
yes. Well, we named the Detroit Legacy Sunrise for two reasons, because we're in Detroit and we have such a great legacy. Everything about Detroit is a legacy in itself. You're even a legacy. Your husband is a legacy. Everybody that we come in contact with, we have reached the world in so many ways. And so Detroit Legacy Sunrise, because the sun is always going to shine. No matter how gloom your day may feel,
Thank you.
the sun is going to shine again. So Detroit Legacy Sunrise is the organization by which we're doing our 40-year milestone celebration, which I'm here to talk about with you today. We're doing that, and we're doing a number of other things come the year 2020.
Okay. Could you tell us about some of the people that are going to be honored?
Well, like you say, and everybody say honored, awarded, or inducted. Actually, it's none of that. We're actually just celebrating those.
Recognizing.
Yes, we're celebrating those. It's a celebration. You know, I talked to Martha Reeves here recently, and she told me, you know, dancing in the streets, Martha Reeves.
Right.
She told me here, she said, man of God, this is a beautiful thing that you're doing, because I would love to smell my flowers while I'm still yet here. To smell my flowers. I want to celebrate with those that's going to celebrate with me even after death. But it's just a great feeling to smile, laugh, touch, grin with those that are still here in the land of living as we celebrate you.
And you're documenting. You're documenting some of the history. And I'm so proud of that. And I'm so thankful to be invited to be a part of it. And it's who are the Detroit Sunrise people? Is it a group of you ministers or?
No, actually, it's something that I came up with because I felt like I needed a platform. I've always been a humanitarian, which means you're looking out for the rights and human rights of others. You take others in high precedence over yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we're humanitarians in our own right. You know, we fight for civil rights. We fight for autism. I had a family member that had autism. Your son had autism.
Yes.
And so all of these things fall under that legacy. So the Lord gave it to me to name our organization the Detroit Legacy Sunrise. And so that's what we're doing. And I have on this list here quite a few people that we're going to be celebrating even on that day. It is October the 13th coming up. October the 13th at 3 o'clock. We'll be at the Dearborn Performing Arts Center in Dearborn. And you all, you know, I decided to honor you and what I say celebrate you because Mr. Edward Davis told me about you. I knew about you. I've seen you a few places. We bumped into each other at different functions and things like that. And so then he said, no, she's way more than that. She has an autism foundation. She did this. She's the wife, the widow of Purvis Jackson. I was like, oh, wow, all of these accolades that you have are legendary. And so that's legendary status. So that's to be celebrated. So we're going to have you come out and be amongst the likes of Mr. Ron Scott. Ron Scott was very dear to us here in Detroit, Michigan. He was a civil rights activist. He kind of like Al Sharpton was for New York City. Anything went wrong in the city of Detroit, we felt like we weren't being treated properly through the system. Ron Scott was one of them that go to your rescue and try to find out how he can eradicate the situation that was going on in your life. And so he's great. He's one of the great ones. You have Mr. R.J. Watkins, the CEO of this station that we're on, that's going to be celebrated. Mr. Henry Tyler, his vice president. These kind of people here have stood the test of time, you know, because a lot of times, you know, when you're growing up, especially in the 70s when I was coming up, I wanted to actually be a lawyer. But they told me, well, you can't be no lawyer. Don't even try. You know, a lot of times they told you what you couldn't do versus what you can do. So I applaud these people such as R.J. Watkins and Mr. Henry Tyler who stood the test of time. They've been doing this for quite some time, 30 years.
Yes.
They just
More than
celebrated.
30.
Yeah. So this right here needs to be recognized while they can yet still be here to smell the flowers. Yeah, they'll name a street pole after them. We'll do all of those things when someone leave our presence. But how about celebrating them while we're yet still here? I'm
so thankful that you're doing that. I write books and I think things should be documented. If our history isn't documented, it'll be lost. So I thank you for thinking of documenting these things so that it'll be in the archives for posterity. I learned a word, perpetuity.
Perpetuity. Yes, yes, yes.
Now, before the show, we were talking a little bit about your history when you were a youngster. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got interested in music and in the entertainment business?
Yeah, because my dad, and I always call him my dad, Mr. Rudy Robinson.
Who
he had
was a
group
friend of mine.
Okay, okay. And he had a group called Rudy Robinson and the Hungry Five. And him, the Detroit Emeralds, Cody Black, these kind of people, Fantastic Four, all those kind of people back in the day were over our house a lot. Him and James Brown was real close friends, too. I love James Brown. That's another one of my goddads. But I came up in that instance. He had the organ in the front room. They were dealing with sheet music back then. Everybody read off of sheet music back then. And they would rehearse all the time at the house. And so I found that intriguing. It got into my spirit. So I always had that near and dear. I used to go down to Watts Club with them. I used to go to the 20 Grand with them as he performed and things of this nature. So Spinners, Four Tops, all these kind of people, we had their records in the house all day long. Little would I know that in this day and time that I'll be sitting next to the widow of Mr. Purvis Jackson, one of the great Spinners. I love the Spinners.
Their music, as was all Motown music, clean. You didn't have to worry about the words that were going to be appearing on the music. Now, when I was teaching, my students would come in singing some of the rap songs and some of the music that they'd heard, and I would say, you can't sing that in here.
Okay.
But Miss Jackson, my mama let me sing it. I said, but you're not going to sing it in here. This is a room of education. I want you to hear appropriate music, real music. So I would play Motown music for them during relaxation time. After lunch, they'd come in, we're having relaxation time. So I would play some of the Motown music. Never had to worry about a bad word popping up.
Never.
Or and the lyrics told a story or had a message. Music today doesn't have the messages that music back then had.
No, not at all. And, I was just getting back onto the subject of the celebration.
Yes.
Because I believe it's very important to know that, Rosemary Robinson, she was one of the first women legislators to go up in Lansing.
Wow.
She just retired. Her son, Mr. Isaac Robinson, he's now have her seat. We was able to get him elected. He's the District 4 representative for the state of Michigan, and that man of God is doing awesome things. So I want to give a shout out to them. They'll be there. Actually, right now, he's on the picking line with the UAW members, encouraging them on, as we go through this strike, and it's very important because we have mouths to feed, families to feed, and things of this nature, and so they're on strike now for that purpose. So we want to lift up our UAW workers and encourage them to stay on that front line. As well, we want to encourage our Detroit Youth Choir as they move forward.
I am so proud.
And we want to say hallelujah and thank you to all the parents and want to wish all the parents well because they've been in this thing with them. It's been like 4 weeks now. They've been in California. And everybody from the jobs that those members work at, everybody is playing a big part in making sure this thing can go forward. So, yeah.
And as I said, they deserve our congratulations, whether they win the big prize or not, because they have accomplished something good, even for the city of Detroit.
Yes.
And they have the city of Detroit behind them. Like I said, they determined my outfit today.
Yes, they did.
I wore purple in support of them. They even have the Spirit of Detroit statue dressed in purple today.
Yes. So.
Purple is kind of their color. But Mr. White, who directs them, he mentioned yesterday or whatever the last show they were on, is that he's getting all the accolades, but they have a choreographer. They have other people that's working with him. So it takes a village. And I've always felt that it takes a village. It took a village to get me up off my knees from crying about autism because I couldn't cure my son. It took a village to get me up off my knees to get back out into life. So between scriptures and gospel songs and people and listening to positive words of inspiration, that's what helped get me together. And I feel like we're all here to support each other. So supporting the Detroit Youth Choir, I thank everyone who's supporting the Detroit Youth Choir, because the city of Detroit has really gotten behind them.
Yes, they have.
They've gotten a lot of votes, and I've talked to people that have said they voted 10 times. I can't say that I've voted 10 times each time, but they have my congratulations, my encouragement, my appreciation.
Yeah.
I'm so proud
Yes.
of them. As a former Detroit public school teacher, I'm so proud to see what our public school students can do.
And it's quite a few of them in that choir. And like you said, they're doing a marvelous job. And we do want to let them know that they have all of our support. And I'm going to claim it. They're going to win it. I'm just going to claim it. Like you say, if they win it or not, they're still heroes right here in the city of Detroit and around the world. They have captured many a heart in this country called United States. They really have.
And speaking of me liking things documented, they've been documented.
They're going to be at the in the Thanksgiving Day Parade this year in November. They're going to do that. They're doing a bunch of other things. Everybody is calling, trying to book them to do some things. So prosperity is in their corner with this.
Yes, yes. And I say my husband, who became a world-known celebrity through singing with the Spinners, got his start singing in Detroit public schools. He said that Purvis was the bass singer. He said that they used to laugh at his voice and call him Froggy because his voice was so low. And one of the choir directors in the school said, well, we need a bass singer for the choir. So why don't you try out for that? And that was it. He went from being Froggy to being the bass singer. And Purvis was basically my mentor too, because doing media wasn't anything in my plan. I like to write. We wrote songs together. That's how he knew I could write. So we wrote songs together, and that was all that I really wanted to do is to write. But he knew I could write, so he wanted me to write a book about our son's condition, because my Purvis Jackson Jr. was born in 1975, and people hadn't heard of autism then. We hadn't heard of autism. And 1975 was the year they quit putting them in institutions, which is why we hadn't heard about autism. So basically, me being on radio and TV, that was Purvis pushing me. But I'm glad that he did. I'm glad that I have a voice. My son cannot speak. So that's one of the things that pushed me to get out and speak, because he needs to be spoken for, as do other people in his condition.
Yes.
Because he is a intimidating looking black man who can't talk. I would feel remiss if I didn't try to make sure that the community is prepared for people like my son. He is very well protected, and someone is always with him, unless he walks out of the house, which is what happened. He walked out of the house one day with me. I'm supposed to be watching him. I did not know he was out of the house. The police were called on him, but it could have turned out so much worse, because he's not the person that if the police say, raise your hands or halt, he's not going to respond. So it could have been so much worse. But a lady started talking to him, and he came back home. He knew his way back home. And she was ringing my bell, and I thought, why is this stranger ringing my bell and talking on the phone? But she was canceling the police call to say that he's not on the streets anymore.
Right.
He went home, but he was in his pajamas barefoot.
Okay.
So it's people like that that make me aware of how blessed I am. I am one of the more fortunate people, and I feel that God wants those of us who are more fortunate to take care of the less fortunate.
Less fortunate, yes, yes.
And my son is definitely one of the less fortunate. He knows nothing of what his father has accomplished. He knows nothing of what his mother is doing. But he's my inspiration. That's why my book is called Inspired by
Inspired
Autism.
by autism.
Yes.
Yes.
And you said would you pass the book on to whoever is in the family?
Of
that
course.
You said yes.
Yes. My family we have an autism child in our family. He grew up to be about 16 years old, and he passed. He passed at about 17 years old. So autism is very close to me. I know about it. Back in the day, we didn't know about autism. We called them retards and things of this nature, but it's a definite illness and a definite disease, and we need to find a cure for it, and more awareness and more education on it, so they can be well accepted, because they're really not bad people at all, actually.
Right.
You know.
They're pure. I have a poem that I wrote about my son called A Love So Pure, because his love is pure. I'm going to share a poem with, if you don't mind, that I wrote. One of the reasons I do these shows is to share my poetry. Now, this is a poem I wrote when I turned 79, but I would not read it. And people were saying, don't tell your age, don't tell your age, don't tell your age. So I had to turn 80 before I would start sharing this poem. And after the poem, you're going to give people the information again about the Legacy Foundation. This poem is called I'm 79. I'm 79, and I feel fine, and that's a sign that I still have time, that God's not through with me or you. Now, what can we do to start anew? To help the situation, to build a better nation, we need an education. We need a revelation of how to do our part to never break a heart. It's time for us to start. Now, in the future for me, it's my destiny to help and to bless, and I will do no less than God's plan for me, to walk in the light, to do what is right. Now is the time to give God praise, and I will be praising him for the rest of my days. Reaching 80 gave me some courage that I didn't have when I was younger. There's a scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans for hope for a future. So I'm just thankful at age 80, I still believe that scripture is meant for me as well as for younger people. So I thank you so much for listening to my poem. I thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
So please tell us more about how people can get tickets and repeat.
Okay. Well, yes. Once again, it's the Detroit Legacy Foundation that we're doing. It's not really a foundation. It's a movement that we have, the Detroit Legacy Sunrise. It's a movement that we have to continue to empower our people to bring forth new legacies and things of that nature. It's called the Detroit 40-Year Milestone Celebration. We're having that October the 13th at the Ford Community Performing Arts Center there in Dearborn, Michigan at 3 p.m. You can go online to eventbrite.com. That's DetroitCelebration.eventbrite.com. Once again, DetroitCelebration.eventbrite.com, and you can reserve your tickets there, or you just come at the door. Make sure you're there. Got lots of great people. I have Greg Dunmore is going to be our host, and Ms. Neen Bailey, who is the floaters. Mr. Charles is her dad, and they'll be hosting it for us, and lots of other great things going to be going on.
And could you give us the time again?
Yep. 3 o'clock in the afternoon there on October the 13th, one day after my birthday, so it's my celebration for my weekend, for my birthday weekend.
I'm so looking forward to it. And I'm so thankful that you're doing this. All of us who are trying to accomplish something, it's good to know that somebody cares.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get so downhearted that are your efforts in vain?
You feel like it is, but the Bible tells, be not weary in your well-doing, because in due season you will reap if you faint not. He said, be steadfast and unmovable, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord, because everything that you're doing is noted, and God really appreciates it. The man might not appreciate it, but God appreciates all of our accomplishments. He gave us that great gift to accomplish and to succeed. I'm on today, and I'm just, so you said that poem was called I Am 79, and so in 79, at 79, you wrote the poem.
Yes, but I wouldn't recite it.
And you wouldn't recite it. So then when you turned 80 here recently,
I got enough courage.
you got enough. And this woman of God is 80 years old. Can you believe that? I mean, not to say because black don't crack.
Yes.
And black is always good. So we are to pay homage to you. We
Thank you.
celebrate you for
Thank
all
you.
that you've done.
Thank
You're
you.
a positive influence.
you.
You always take us to another height.
Thank you.
And we just want to applaud you on today. And we thank you for doing all that you do. Your labor is truly not in vain. And God sees your work, and we do too. So
Well,
we
thank you. Thank
We
you
really
so
do.
much. And thank you for being a guest on my show. And I'm so thankful that at age 80, I still have my faculties, most
Yes,
of them,
yes,
and
yes.
mobility.
Yes.
And I'm required to show that you can reach a certain age and give something back.
Yes.
So thank you so much for tuning in to A Spoonful of Comfort. Thank you so much, Reverend Nelson, for being a guest on the show. And please tune in next Tuesday at 1:30 right here on WHPR for A Spoonful of Comfort.
When I was 17, I ran away from home and from everything I had ever known. I was sick and tired, living in a town filled with narrow minds and hate. They used to laugh at me, their children called me names. I would run and hide, feeling so ashamed just for being born. I was just a boy, punished for.
WHPR TV is now on Channel 90. Check out all of your favorite morning talk shows on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and watch us anytime, day or night, on all of your favorite devices. Download the The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Alrighty, it's Friday. This is Friday the 13th, Marion. And I know
It's
people
not
might
on.
have been,
There it is.
but we can start talking before it comes on. Marion.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Boy, she'd be away for 1 week and then just forgot. Anyway, today is Friday the 13th, and a couple of minutes right after 7 o'clock. And always when I hear that theme song, Eddie Harris, Listen Here, it still sounds good. Decades ago, Eddie Harris made that, but it still sounded good. My name is Maureen Taylor. I work with the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization. And if you were looking for the weekly broadcast, or almost every weekly broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights, you've been successful. And it's here. So Marion is about to give you an official welcome. So Marion, if you would you say hello and officially welcome everyone. It paid no mind. It don't bother me. So go ahead and say hello.
Hello, and I'm so happy to be here tonight, and I know Maureen is too, because this is the weekend. She don't have to go into the school tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
It's good that we're here, and we've been talking about so much this week.
It's been a lot of things
A lot
going
of
on.
things are happening, so we better get started.
Well, you want to announce the number?
Oh yes, remember that you're
Been gone 2 weeks and forgotten what to do.
listening to WHPR TV 33. And you're not going to find another TV station like this. This is for the community.
That's
and
right.
what have you.
I think we're standing alone.
Yes, those of you that need the website is WEB site is WWB. You see that say WEB site
Been here 47 years. You ain't never read that.
Hey, you should have let me get some sleep today. Is www.tv33whpr.com. So tune in and call those numbers. Call the numbers. Remember, there are 3 numbers: 868-03, 868-0342, 868-0351, and 868-4336. Should you not, if you should forget those numbers like Maureen do, look at the bottom of the screen if you're able to see us.
Okay, a lot of things going on this week. Of course, last night was the Democratic candidates, presidential candidates, at their forum, and they all tried to get on their A game last night. They were on top of stuff, but I saw that right away after they started attacking each other. A couple of them said, "Wait just a minute, you done forgot. We shouldn't be up here attacking each other. We got a guy to attack." So it looked like it turned them around a little bit.
Well, the way the different shows that come on in during the daytime before 12 o'clock, those that was talking about it didn't think that they were still not too cool, because they still, that whole attacking of one another. You should be concentrating on the orange head man, and not each other. We know, if you want to talk about your particular individual politics, which is affecting a lot of us.
That's right.
You need to get on with some people. Go visit the community. Not in a big buck, but go talk to them. Get on the phone and have a telephone conference like we do, and talk to the people about what your particular stand is on different subject matters. But to me, Maureen.
Well, who did you like? Whose speech did you think was effective? I'm not talking about individuals, but whose speech? I thought Beto O'Rourke gave that conversation about the El Paso slaughters and the funerals that he went to, former mayor of El Paso. And when he got to the end of his statement, he said, "Yeah, we're going to take back your assault rifles. We're going to go get that AR-15. We're going to take them all back."
And I thought that was
appropriate. That was appropriate.
I really thought no one else has said nothing like that.
No.
And what's his name that was standing right next to the vice president? Bernie. I screamed laughing at Bernie, because
I
when
wrote
they
the damn bill.
that's I think I wrote the damn bill.
But Amy, what's her name? Klobuchar, she said Bernie might have wrote it, but I read it. And on page 8,
yeah,
she was all on top of that boy, but he come right back.
But
I think healthcare stuff.
Bernie said something last night that really was key, and that is he would think that everybody on that stage really want universal health care.
And I think that's
true.
And
I thought that was really good, because the average person don't even know what universal health care is really all about. as opposed to what they're talking about right now, you know, because everybody could not only be covered, Maureen, and you know that was National Welfare Rights Union slogan, you know, and that is that you could end up with some good jobs as far as, you know, getting the American Medical Association off your back and all that stuff. All that stuff, you know, all the stuff they talked about last night should be public, not private for the benefit of these corporations. I don't care how many times I say it, and these insurance companies, something else.
Big buck money.
And look, and know how to get us in there and out.
Yeah.
In other words, you go in sick, you still come out sick. And you have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Mary, let's take a few calls. Caller, you've been on the patient list, and thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights.
Oh, okay. Finally, this is Sylvia, and I was the one that called you and talked about the Port Authority and
Yes.
about 75,000 paid trade.
Yes.
And the $60,000 paid trade skills. And you said it was the what's that lady's name? The job super. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Your voice is going in and out.
Oh, I said it was me that told you about the Port Authority,
Yes,
about
yes.
the paid trade skills.
Yes, that was you.
Okay, but you said it was the job seeker, but it was me.
Oh, I know what you said. I thought that was a job seeker, but okay.
I know, that's why I said no,
okay.
that was me. She called behind me or
Okay.
before me, and she talked about other things, but I was the one to inform. So, and I'm glad that you looked up even
And I
more
did, and
opportunities.
you were right. There's some 14,000 jobs created already, and nobody would have known about that had you not said something on the air.
Yeah, so I'm glad you went and explored it further because, you know, they're not shouting out the information that we need.
The name of the college, it's not a college, the training center is the Paul Hall Maritime Training Center, and I have published information about that. You have to get to that facility. It's in Maryland. You have to travel on your own.
Yeah.
But once you get there, tuition is waived, Marion. Books are waived, room and board. All of that is free. And so, no, I don't want to work on the boat. Too many boat accidents. I ain't going for that. No, maritime.
But the great thing is paid training, so
Yes.
people get paid. You earn as you learn.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
you make a decision if you're able to live on the boat or work on the boat. That's
Well,
to
That's
whoever.
for
You
young
know,
people,
you know, we got to
right?
get some of these people, like you said, out of the basement.
Well, no, that was a good call, though.
Yeah.
That was a good call. And thank you for clarifying that, okay?
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I didn't watch the debate because I still want Warren, my candidate. I still like Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
But
Elizabeth was
whoever
good.
she's in, I'm going to vote against Humpty Dumpty.
That's all we need to keep in our mind. Humpty and his friends.
Yeah.
Humpty and his friends.
And this time they truly won't be able to put him back together again.
Please, and the people that he has devastated, the folks that voted for him, they need not to go through that again. That lesson should be learned to stop voting against your interests.
I think a lot of folks, including those coal miners, are waking up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
farmers, too. The farmers, too.
Farmers, too, waking up. You know, can't hardly
Yeah.
make it without these subsidies. So,
Yeah,
all right.
because he lied so good that he got caught.
Well, you can tell when he's lying because his lips are moving. Don't forget that. His lips are moving. That's enough here. All right, caller, thank you so much, okay?
That was a good
I
one.
love y'all.
All right, love you
All right,
back.
love
Take
you
care.
back.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right, caller, thank you for your patience. You're on the air, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights.
Good evening. I'm watching you on the internet. When you coming back on cable?
We're working as best as we can. The station is working as best as we can. You know, a lot of stuff changing, and, you know, these corporations, and Comcast is a corporation. You know what they do. They're about the business of profit, so we're working, trying to figure something out, but thank you for calling.
I have a question.
Please, go right ahead.
Sylvia just called about all the abundance of jobs, but I'm want to bring up something else, almost the opposite. Have you noticed more homeless people on the streets and poverty up and down Woodward, even in Midtown?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
I've seen people, you can almost tell that they may have just lapsed into poverty or homelessness.
Yeah.
Then some of them are really out there. I mean, eating out of garbage cans. Now, those kind of stories aren't new, but it seems like it's increased. And
No, you're right.
I don't know. You know, all this talk about prosperity and abundanceness, I just don't see it happening.
Well, it's not for you.
Well, it is not, you know, there's
it's
the
not
old
for you.
saying that one divides into two. See, we're not a part of that. All that they're doing is for the 1%. That is not for us. You know, they even have the quote-unquote middle class, people that think they're middle class, fool, you know, in essence.
Yeah.
They think they're talking about them being included in that situation. But no, you got to be a certain, you know, a certain percentage of your checks got to be much bigger, and you got to be invested in some big stuff. And, you know, you see how they easily, and it's been doing that for a long time, they can go break the law, and sooner or later you see them walking down the street. If it would you or I, we'd be under the jail, you know, under the prison and stuff like that. So, you know, all this stuff
that's that privilege shining to the heights, ain't it? You heard about that white girl who she pretended that she was not pregnant and she didn't want nobody to know, and she left the baby to die.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
In another state.
Yeah.
And the jury found her not guilty.
It's because they did an
That's
autopsy.
privilege.
Well, they did an autopsy on
yeah.
the baby,
Yes, they
and
did.
it appears as if the baby was stillborn.
Yes.
So the baby was
that's-
already,
so that's
yeah.
what
Yes.
they- yeah.
Uh-huh.
But see, that's another program for us to talk about too. You know, it still look like we're going, and we are backwards when it comes to the question of women. It's a lot still young women out here scared to tell their parents, scared to be able to take care of that situation, you know, because their fear has been put up on them. So, you know, you never know what...
everywhere out there, ain't it?
Oh, it's fear everywhere, and
They just killing people with fear.
your original point about this rise in poverty, we got a report.
Yeah.
And we're going to read some details about this
that
report in
came
just a
in
few minutes. And listen to what we'll be able to share with you, because you are absolutely on point, caller. Absolutely on point, okay?
All right, thank y'all for the work, and I'm going to tune into y'all as much as possible. And when I'm out there and seeing the homeless, I actually try to talk to them. I give them money if I can. I don't think nothing wrong with that.
It is
There's
nothing wrong
with
Ain't
that.
nothing wrong with that.
I'd rather give it to the homeless than give it to the folks that's robbing us, and that is downtown, you know.
So
Right.
you're doing the right thing, caller.
All right, love y'all ladies.
All right, thank you so very much. All right, caller, you on the air. You've been very patient. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights.
Well, good evening. How are you two ladies doing?
And fine, and good evening, ma'am.
And that's wonderful. Yes, Mrs. Taylor,
Yes, ma'am.
I think that was you told me that you tried to visit Garden View Estates.
Yes, I did visit there.
Okay. Well, we may have some good luck
We need some good luck.
with these
To where Ruth used to live.
parents. Yeah, right. Ruth used to live out there in Herman Gardens, and then she moved back out there when it became Garden View Estate. Exactly. Yes. God bless her, rest her soul.
Oh, yeah.
But that being said, you know, I'm a job seeker, okay?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
So, me being seeking, not sneaky, but seeking,
I got it.
And sticked around. And I got some good information.
Okay.
But it's but listen, the ladies, I want you to understand something. Who's listening to this right now? If you know anyone, it's two things they got to do. Got to go down and get their name put on the list down on Gratiot and Orleans. Mm-hmm. Then they got to go over there on Jefferson and
Rivard.
Mm-hmm. You got to get your name put on the list on both of them. There will be Section 8 and Detroit Housing. You got to do that. You can't do one. You got to do both. I found that out. And I never knew that. I just thought, I never had to get on it. But just to find that out. Now, with that being said, when you do that, a lot of times, a lot of these women, once their children get old and they don't get a chance to make it on that list, then they can move, the mothers, when they get 55, they can move into a senior apartment. You know what I'm saying?
I do. 55 years of age or older and disabled.
Right. So with that being said, is what I'm trying to tell the young ladies. Go do that. But one thing they're doing out at the Garden View Estate, and I was out there, I have a girlfriend live out there. So I went to visit her 2 weeks ago. Went out there for a week. And then me and another girlfriend, we was driving through there. Do you know they got 7 different, what you call those?
Developments.
No. The people that come put you out.
Oh, you mean the eviction crews?
The bailiff, yes. But let me tell you this, all of them are white.
No, they ain't all white. When I was out there about 3 weeks ago, it was half and half.
Oh, well, all I seen was white. And I'm like, why are they putting these people out?
They putting them out because they're not paying the rent.
It's a shame before Jesus because
I know.
It's terrible. And it's
all right, now call talk fast. The lines are full because everybody want to hear what you got to say.
What I would like to say is that's one of the things that I'm working with. So I would like for the young ladies to go down there on Gratiot and East Orleans and go down to
Jefferson and Rivard.
Yeah. Then put your name on that list, and then they're going to ask you to go into the computer system so it could be registered with the government, not with the state of Michigan, because you're already going to be registered with the state of Michigan, but you got to be registered with the government.
I know.
And I mean, this is
a lot of steps.
This is some weird stuff. But the thing about it, at the end, at least you'll be in a nice, beautiful place. And
well, I'm gonna go back out there Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'm gonna make a personal visit to Smith Homes. I'm going to Garden View. I'm going to Pembroke Co-op. And there's one other right now, I can't think of the name of it, but I'm going to visit all 4 of those places, and then I'm going to go downtown. Because I know some of the folks on Rivard, and ask why are we having so much trouble moving low-income and moderate-income people into these houses, into these townhouses. So I'm going to make personal visits next week, okay?
Can I say this?
Tell me fast.
Miss Kramer?
Hmm?
No, I tell you, I'm going to call Mr. Wilson. I'm going to leave my number, because this cannot be over the air.
I'll call down the welfare rights and leave your number.
Okay, and I'll have them to give it to you.
Oh, very good. I want to know about it, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right, thanks so much. All right, thank you.
Just on that piece, at the Tenants Association today, that's some of the stuff that came up, and I mean plenty of information. I think some of our people got the information that we could, start bring it here when we come back next week, because Section 8 is on its way out. They are tricking. I mean, they are telling people you could move. Say you move from here to Pontiac. Remember the thing? You could stay for a year, and then after that, you know, that's your Section 8 certificate anyway. That's on its way out. And as far as the folks not being able to get in there,
Low-income folks.
Low-income people being able to, they are trying to get rid of public housing, and it just didn't start. It started way back with Carter and all of that, and before that. They don't need public housing no more for the game plan that they have. So, you know, it's a big fight, and if, you know, not only that, the other thing that is happening in Detroit as well as in Highland Park, too.
Hold on just a moment, Colin.
And then if it's, and that is, people have tried to get these houses, vacant houses, in these different areas, people that have lived here. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they tell them, no, they can't have them. And to find out, they've been keeping those places, you know, the people working in administration, not just administration, city council people, because they're the ones that are over that type of property. They've been keeping that stuff for themselves and their family. And so someone in Detroit sued the city of Detroit concerning that particular problem and went to the feds on it. And that's why you see them down there on Chicago Boulevard and everywhere else in the city of Detroit trying to fix those places up now, because the feds got a foot off in their behind. We got to be more vigilant about what is going on. The question of housing, they don't want us to have no housing.
Not important anymore.
And no, as far as they're concerned, you can live in a ditch or something like that. But, you know, we got to come together, and I know the people today was talking about getting even some more and people to the particular organization, and even fighting in these big buildings and these buildings and what have you, how these people are not doing what they say they're going to do. It's getting worse and worse out here.
Caller, you've been very patient. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling. Ask Welfare Rights. You're on the air.
Okay, they're targeting Southwest Detroit. The rent is going up like $300.
There you go.
They've already went and put out everybody downtown and all across the waterfront. Now they're going after the people down there on the bar by the Eastern Market.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they've already started to go up on their rent, and they're telling them that they're not gonna go up, but they are. And somebody has bought the property right there off of 75 at those two Rivard places where there's townhouses and there's senior citizen buildings.
Housing right there behind the juvenile delinquent.
They're putting a gag order on them because they told them they tired of them talking about the rumors. But why would you tell them that they can't ask the questions and tell them to shut up about any rumors, or they might be evicted? So it sounds like they don't want anybody to question what their motives are. Well, and they're going to collect that rent until it's time for them to put those seniors out.
Carla, we're going to say this to you.
I've already moved twice, Maureen, because they went up on my rent over $200.
I know if they're going up
That's
everywhere.
so hard to move, man.
But, you know, gentrification is not for us. When I'm talking about poor people, and it's that section of the working class is the number is continuously increasing, whereas you know, the city don't care no more. Now, in other words, they care for themselves and people like themselves, and so you know, we should make sure that housing, which is a home, as well as education and all that type of stuff, and health care is public.
Yeah, we need housing, clean water, and we need the medical as well as affordable housing and water issues. But they are definitely proving to us that they do not work for the people, but they work for those corporate greed and not the people or the communities. And it's a shame because I'm starting to hear from the seniors, because I told them when I left This is my second time moving, but
Wow.
I tried to tell them I've been through this movie and I've been down this road before, and I'm telling y'all they done sold these buildings and they about to go
And
up on
didn't
the
tell you
rent, and
nothing.
now that I'm hearing the horror stories from my seniors that I used to live next to.
Wow. Well, you know, there are a number of buildings in downtown Detroit specifically,
About
and I was
7.
telling Mary, we need to go get Sylvia and get Ann and get Gwen and Augustus and go get in the car. And I was saying it the week before last, I really miss Miss Seaside, because we was going to put her in the van, put her on the bus too. And let's just take a tour around Detroit and look at some of this new housing that's being built. And the percentage of it is supposed to be allocated to low income. And to go and take a look at it now, where Augustus lives, he's not being put out. And there are a number of people who have leases and whatnot on their apartments based on their capacity to pay, and not enough. And so I believe that those federally mandated apartments at low rent, Marion is right. That's it. And they're not adding to those numbers. And see, that's going to be a problem. And really what the big problem is our lack of activism, our lack of organizing allows for this kind of thing to happen, caller.
Exactly. They are letting the people that qualify for the low income, because like you said, it's only a percentages. So they're going to pick and choose how many they're going to keep, and the rest they're going to throw under the bus.
That's true.
One person,
The majority
her
of
rent
them.
double, her rent triple. She paying over $1,400,
Wow.
so she don't know what to do.
I know.
But but some of them that are in the criteria of the low income, they get to stay. But again, you got to worry about them picking and choosing who they are.
Well, caller, stay tuned, because maybe we'll get back onto that again about renting a vehicle and picking the right day and get a bunch of people. And let's go around the city and not only take a look, but maybe knock on some management doors and ask a few questions. What do you think?
Exactly. We need to get the airways on there, because, you know, the shame on you and investigative reports.
Yeah.
You need to get that, because it's no reason for you to keep these people in the dark so that you can collect their money until you decide it's time to throw them to
Put 'em
the
out,
curb like trash.
I know.
But you know, things.
Hold on one second. We got, it's now 7:30.
Yeah,
And we
have
got
to-
a couple more calls, but I think you're straight, and you're right. Mary, go ahead. What were you going to say?
You know, people have, all this week have been complaining about how seniors are being under attack. And one of the seniors that they were talking about in one of our meetings is that they said they wanted to put her out because she wasn't cleaning up and stuff like that. Well, Darren, get somebody in there and care about the seniors and what have you, and clean the stuff up for her. You don't put you don't even see people putting a dog out, Holly, if the dog messes up and what have you. But now the thing is, and if you're a senior, I know how you feel when you get up in the morning. In fact, you'd be wondering if you still have those pains, and if when you feel the pain, you say, oh, yeah, I'm still alive, or something, you know, but you don't be feeling like you used to feel and have all that energy and stuff like that. They could create a job for some people out here to make sure that the seniors, apartments and stuff like that are clean. But that's when you respect them. That is when you respect people, period. All the money that goes into the pockets of the people that own them. All right, we got to come together.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but Westland have theirs open up for Section 8.
I haven't seen it, but thanks for the tip. I'll look it up, okay?
Go online. Westland have an opening for Section 8, about 1,000 applications.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Lord have
Thank you, caller.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Caller, I'm so sorry to keep you waiting so long. You're on the air.
That's all right. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, sir.
Unless you're making $2,300 a month, they find a way to keep you out of these.
That's right.
For a little while and then get rid of you. But one thing that was a good I heard Marie say, what they should do is hire 2 people maybe to go into these apartments where these seniors live and clean like. So just like they do in the hotels, all like that. That'll give somebody, a job. Like
You're
that
right.
Too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's right.
One more thing I want to say. I don't know if you heard, MDOT bought the Greyhound station down there on Howard.
Well, say that again. What about Greyhound?
MDOT bought Greyhound bus station down there on Howard.
Yes, yes.
I heard it on the Steve Harvey.
Oh, they're hiring down there.
Huh?
Did you say they're hiring?
No, they bought Greyhound.
MDOT bought Greyhound?
Yes, and Greyhound is supposed to be moving or something supposed to
Lord.
another place sometime in October if they want to stay in the city of Detroit.
Shoot, that's next month.
On the Steve Harvey show this morning on the news. Now, I haven't seen it on the channel stations. I've been looking at 472. I heard on the radio this morning.
I'll look that up. I'd be interested to see what's that about.
Yeah, bring it up on your computer.
I will.
You know how to do that. But
I will.
MDOT bought it, and I said, and they were saying, Greyhound got to find another place, and I think it got to be out of there around sometime in October. Say the ground, it costs too much to do the repairs or whatever. And that Greyhound, get down there in that station, go out of town at least twice in the last year, and it doesn't look too dilapidated or messed up enough. But anything to get us from coming downtown to go out of town, I wonder where they're going to move it. So
I'm really interested in that because prisoners that get released from jail and they get a ticket on the Greyhound if they live in the Detroit area, and that's where their one-way ticket brings them to the Greyhound station right downtown.
Well,
so that'll be interesting to see where they're going to move that.
They're going to have to have some good walking shoes.
My
I was on the Greyhound bus, and this young fella was on there. It just got released out of, I forget where it was.
Caller, that's a good tip. I'm going to look that up as well.
Okay, y'all have a nice weekend.
And thank you, sir. You as well.
Bye.
All righty. Caller, thank you for your patience, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights.
Yeah, I just read some data about the Greyhound. It's something about a contract that the city has expired, and they won't renew it, and that's why Greyhound has to move on and move on.
Wow, Greyhound been at that location for I don't know how long. Wow.
Yeah, so there's something about a contract that's being, I guess, terminated or expired, and they're not renewing it, and so that's why Greyhound will be removed, and I don't know why they would do that.
Well, who do y'all think that, can't hear you. Who do you think is behind that? Is it Dan Gilbert?
Right.
Or some of his flunkies, like the mayor and what have you? Who do you think is behind that?
Don't know.
Yeah, because I told our mayor, I heard a rumor that Dan Gilbert is constantly trying to get here in Highland Park. He said, well, and then I found out from other people that that was a rumor, but at the same time, you bet
it wasn't true.
That's from the person that told me, yeah. The thing about this is Dan Gilbert has have people over on Hamilton that's trying to occupy the place and buy up stuff over on Hamilton. But, Detroit and Highland Park is right here together. You know he's going to come over here and try to get
No, I don't know that. Right now what I know is that Dan Gilbert is at his house trying to figure out how to go to the bathroom.
Well,
what I know is that Dan Gilbert is at his house trying to figure out how to talk again. That guy had a major stroke and is trying to recover. So, family members and whoever else are running his empires right now. So there's no question that these corporations are always looking for land grab.
They're looking for land.
Always looking for land grab, But, Mary, let me just take a moment and read some of these events that are coming up. All righty. Reclaim your right to health. Marcina Cole and some of the groups that she works with is having this special health-a-thon at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, and it's tomorrow, September the 14th. It's at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be over by 4. at Hartford Memorial Church. And for those of you that don't know, that's right there on the James Cousins Freeway, just before 7 Mile. And they've got a number of health activities, blood pressure, you know, whatever the test are, heart rate and all that kind of stuff is going to go on there. And so folks that may not have active or affordable health care should try to make their way to Hartford Memorial Church tomorrow, somewhere between 9 and 4. Medical health care speakers, services, vendors, information on different health issues and whatnot is going to be featured there. So try to get to Hartford Memorial Church. There used to be Reverend Adams, and he was one of my favorites. Caller, you've been patient. You're on the air, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights.
Hi, am I on the air?
Yes, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Linda from Highland Park at the Highland Park.
Okay, that's Linda. We are ready for our Highland Park report.
Yes, Linda. Speak up.
First question, though. What station are you on? Because I have Comcast, and 91 has this commercials about a hamburger maker.
No, we are not connected to Comcast anymore. And so you have to watch us on Roku or Fire Stick on your phone, or you have to get on the computer. That's the fight that the station has been waging on behalf of the community since April. So, yeah, that's the battle that we're all in.
So she can get on her computer and pull it up.
She must have it on. So, all right, let's hear your report, Madam Highland Park.
Well, the good news is on the 28th of September, we're having a carnival at Barber School. That's at 45 East Buena Vista.
Okay, it's hard to hear you. Speak up just a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
A little louder.
Can you hear me now?
Let's try
louder.
it. Okay, so now the 28th, you're having a what?
A carnival.
Oh, yeah, carnival.
Okay.
A carnival at Barber School. That's at 45 East Buena Vista in Highland Park.
That's where all my kids went.
Okay. All right, so the carnival, I got it.
Yeah, it starts at 12 p.m. for the ribbon cutting ceremony, and we'll end at 9 o'clock with the fireworks.
12 noon to 9. Okay. All righty, so that's at 45 East Buena Vista. It starts at noon and it ends at 9.
And it's free, right?
It's free with fireworks, with rides, with bouncy, 3-in-1 basketball team with the police department and the fire department. Also, Highland Park alumni. We have a stage. We've got some entertainment for you. We've got popcorn. We've got cotton candy. We've got hot dogs, chicken, hamburgers.
It should be packed.
Okay, that's September the 28th at 45 East Buena Vista starting at noon. Highland Park Carnival. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're celebrating. We're bringing the name Barber School back. You know, when we were in emergency management, they changed it to the Highland Park Renaissance. Well, we decided we have our power back, so to speak. We'll bring Barber's name back.
Okay, I like it.
Okay.
All right, the new Cobo Hall downtown, it's got a different name now, and I'm referred to it, everybody say anything to me, I call it the Henderson Mahaffey Convention Center, after Irma Henderson and Marianne Mahaffey. So it's the Henderson, I don't care what they call it, to me it's the Henderson Mahaffey Convention Center.
Yes.
And I will honor calling it that as well, too. I like that.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I like it. All right.
We can start a trend like
all right. Is that the end of the Highland Park report?
I think so. Everything else is still in the working.
Just real quick.
Well, that's a big deal, a carnival, so that's not that. That's a big deal, the 28th of September. Go ahead, Mary.
You know, I was talking to Linda earlier today, giving her a report about the guys that were hired by the water company to put new pipes in Highland Park. And here they are on our street first. And no notification. You hear bang, bang, bang early in the morning. And I said, well, who are those people out there? At first I thought it was the garbage people, but it was not. They were tearing up the streets over across the street from me first, and they went so far, I don't know what stopped them, but you could see they have huge holes down in, on the street.
Changing the pipes.
Changing those pipes. They've been there over 100 years. But they had, when it was time to do the work, they turned that water off and didn't give us no notification. What kind of place, what kind of company is that thinking that they could just come in here, just like the rest of them, come in here and do anything they want to us? And it's something because the first day that they did that, I got up kind of late and I wanted to take a shower. And guess what? No water.
No water.
No water.
No water.
And no notice.
No notice.
Yeah.
Now, 2 days later, after I complained to the mayor's department, mayor's office, something came out that on that next day, our water would be off from like 12 to, I don't know,
It's
about
supposed to send you a notice.
But still, they're messing up. I mean, you got to respect people when you go into their communities and what have you. And they don't be telling us nothing. Oh, guess where they parking now, Linda? Have you noticed? Huh?
No. Where are they parking?
You know the building next to me? They're parking up on that land now. They should have been parking up on that land because people got to get through McLean. They said it's between, they're supposed to be working on McLean from Woodward to John R. And I haven't heard, I asked people in Highland Park, like Gracie and all, have y'all heard anything about this? Have they got in touch? No notice.
No notice.
All right. Highland Park is being mistreated as usual. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Highland Park, for that very comprehensive report. September 28th, noon to 9, Highland Park Carnival, okay?
And tell Mom we love her.
And thank you very much.
Did you hear that? She said, we love you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, caller, you've been very patient. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. You're on the air.
Hello, ladies. How you doing?
Fine.
I just wanted to say I don't have Roku or cable, but I don't miss a show with TV 33 on regular TV with my rabbit ears.
Rabbit ears, yes. If you've got one of those good old-fashioned TVs and you have a wire hanger.
But I just use the antenna.
Well, I say if you got one of those good old-fashioned TVs and you got a rabbit ears, or if you don't have rabbit ears, you got a metal hanger, you can get us on channel 33. You're right, caller.
They didn't took us backwards.
Crystal clear. Perfect picture.
I'm glad you were able to get that and figure that out. Caller, thank you.
That shows you
thank you very much. You figured it out,
of the working class,
and
how you know how to get on in there and do what you got to do.
All right, Marion, let me read these last, because we're down to our last, 10 minutes, not even quite 10. Supplemental poverty measure shows state-level impact of food stamps. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, that's called SNAP, reduced poverty by just over 1 percentage point for the 3-year period from 2016 to 2018. Now, 1% doesn't seem like it's a big deal. The Supplemental Poverty Measure shows that food stamp programs cut the poverty rate from 14.3% to 13.2%. And I thought, well, I'm not sure, what does that mean? 14.3 down to 13.2. This means that with SNAP benefits or food stamp benefits added to whatever your income was, an average 3.5 million people that were living below the poverty level, Marion, went at the poverty level or above. 3.5 million, just at 1% for 3 years. However, there are some other state-level variations and changes. In New Mexico, predominantly Native American, Hispanic, and white, Louisiana, historically African American, and Mississippi. What's that song Mississippi got? You know, predominantly black were among the 3 states where food stamp programs made available to a larger group of people had even a greater anti-poverty impact. Wait. I ain't got to the good part yet.
What good part?
In 2018, the United States median household income last year, 2018, median, $63,179. That was the median income. The United States Census Bureau released its 2018 Income, Poverty, and Health Insurance Statistics. Survey redesigns make comparing these statistics very challenging. But that was the average income of folks in this country. Now, that young man that called us earlier and said he's not seeing this increase in employment. He's not seeing this increase in living standards. I don't know, Marion, because you usually sleep in the bed on Saturdays at noon.
No,
all right. So anybody that happens to be out in the streets, anytime between 9 and noon on a Saturday, and if you go down West Grand Boulevard toward Woodward, you have to pass the unemployment office, and it's open on Saturdays. It closes at noon. And a couple of times on my way to get my hair cut or on my way to welfare rights or something, and Marion, the line, the people are in the building at the door. They come out the door and go all the way to 3rd and wrap around that corner, trying to go in and file or straighten out some kind of unemployment crisis and whatnot. So that young man that called and talked about he's not seeing it, you were so right and he was right. Low income, moderate income people, we are not seeing any kind of significant increase in our pay, in our standard of living. None of those things are going on. And if you continue to believe farmers, if you continue to believe coal miners, if you continue to believe service workers, I remember when Marshall Williams was still alive. And his girlfriend, Cheryl, worked over there at Blue Cross Blue Shield. You remember?
Did, yeah.
And Cheryl was so sharp. Remember,
Yes,
she was a fashion plate. And she had to borrow money all the time to keep up with 3-inch heels.
Yeah.
And all of those. And she was just always just impeccably coiffured. Just too sharp. And they were making $1 over minimum wage. You remember that? And to this day, Blue Cross Blue Shield. And the same situation is going on today where people have not increased and have not been able to appreciate or recognize any kind of increase in their economic situation, even though they're talking on TV about there's a boom and there are jobs for everybody. It's a lie. Stop believing it. Go ahead, Miriam.
You remember the last job you and I had, with members from welfare rights. They started paying you and I to be able to run that program. It said on paper, $60,000 each, but our order of priority was, this is how we negotiate. How much you gonna pay up our backup staff? Because we're not gonna get a whole bunch of money over and above our backup staff. And they have to live also.
Everybody got the same pay. We insisted.
Yeah,
everybody got the same pay.
You have to understand they are cutting people's salary, and they're not going up. I got to go get a copy of this UAW. What they negotiating on and see what are they asking for, because that's going to set the standard for a lot of things too, Maureen.
Well,
because if they break the UAW, and I'm mad about a lot of things now, believe me, when it comes to our unions and stuff. If they break the UAW, they're going to break the rest of the unions.
Of course.
And that's a flank that we're going to lose.
I want to talk about McDonald's.
Oh, my God.
All right, McDonald's just introduced this new issue, and it's not new to you and I, where they've got a robotic mechanism in place now that can manage the finances. I thought, let me pay attention to see what they're talking about. When you get ready to pay the money for your carry-out activities, you put the money in a slot, and it gives you back the change. So therefore, the young people and the retirees that are in there handling money and maybe making mistakes, they're taking that away from them. And I just heard this day before yesterday and some other pieces that are going on. Now, Marion, how long have we been talking about mechanizing these fast food places? 18, 20 people working in there,
And we've
3
seen 'em.
shifts. We've seen them. 18, 20, 22 people working on 3 shifts, and they're going to go down to 4 people per shift.
And
maybe.
Continue to go
You know,
way down.
yeah, it could be 4, 4, 4, and that's 12. They could go down to 3, 3, and 3. 9 people working. I remember when we first saw that, and it wasn't making sense to me, and that's when Miss Pugh, is that her name, Miss Pugh, they worked in the water department in Highland Park. And we did the waterfront movie, and that following week she passed.
Yes.
And she was in there, an engineer and a maintenance person running Highland Park Water. 3 people. I thought, what the hell is this? And it was clear to me that they were changing over some stuff in Highland Park. Yeah, she was great.
She said, here they're going to have me. They want me to train the people that's going to
replace me. Yeah. And it was 3 people, and I remembered that. You know, the young man that was in the movie, The Waterfront, that was his mom. You ever see him anymore? He got laid off. You know what I'm talking about, that guy?
I saw him,
Is he still living in Highland Park?
You remember, you remember, I don't know. You remember
Yeah,
when,
come up here if you're going to talk.
when we went over to meet, what's her name that did the movie on us?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
And he was there.
How long ago?
Well, that's been about 2 years.
Yeah, I'm talking about recently. Does he still live in Highland
I
Park?
can find
So I think he got laid off from the water department, right?
Yeah.
All right, well,
y'all can sit back and think that we're lying. But, you know, we're two people that believe in taking and investigating things. And we tell people, if you have not investigated, then you don't have the right to speak.
No investigation?
But that's all right, because reality going to hit you upside your head.
Well, sometimes people get hit upside the head and don't recognize it. Just like the lady told me that somebody was trying to sell her a bill of goods, and the dog came and started going to the bathroom on her shoe, and somebody told her it was rain. You can believe that if you want to. All right, here's something else new. Hello, Detroit. The Detroit City Council is going to be holding the District 7 evening community meeting. District 7 evening community meeting on Tuesday, September the 24th. Tuesday, September the 24th, from 7 to 8:30. 7 to 8:30 over at Edgar Vance Church, 3rd New Hope Baptist. And that's in my district, 12850 Plymouth. 12850 Plymouth. All right, that's Tuesday, September the 24th. It starts at 7. It ends at 8:30. The Detroit Water and Sewage Department going to be present to discuss billing issues, payment plans, and other resident concerns. DTE Energy will be present to discuss tree trimming concerns. You need to go for nothing else. Go over there and get that tree cut. What is this, hardening? I don't know what that is. Safety around wires being down and billing issues. Representatives from the city departments will be present to note complaints, write complaints, accept complaints, and explain departmental plans and policies. Citizens and community organizations have the opportunity to make known by phone prior to the meeting. We'll talk fast because there's somebody on the line. There's specific concerns, all right? That's coming up again Tuesday, September 24th, 7 o'clock. Caller, you have 15 seconds. Go.
I'll call back again. You mentioned the guy in the Highland Park Water movie.
Yes.
Were you talking about Thomas White?
Is that his name, Thomas White? A dark-skinned brother?
Dark-skinned.
Yes.
Big kind of guy. Yeah, that was my play cousin. He passed.
Oh, no, his mama passed?
He did?
Yeah, he passed.
Now, we talking about in the movie The Waterfront.
Yeah.
And he was
like
in it.
5 or 6 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to call back when you mentioned that.
I'm glad you called back, but it's so sorry to hear that news. And he just bought that house over there.
Yeah, but his children, his son, 2 sons and daughter, they thriving and striving. You know, they got families, so he raised them really well. And when you mentioned that, I had to call back because
Caller,
he was
thank
my
you.
play cousin.
Thank you for calling and alerting us, because we always think about him, how good and how wonderful he was in that film, you know?
And the respect.
My goodness. Thank you, caller.
All
Boy.
right.
Well, with that, let's say good night, Marion. Lord have mercy.
And I hope
you have
that
to sit up
we-
here. Man, I love this chair. Why don't you take it home? Go ahead.
That chair goes too far back. Good night, and I hope to see you next week, both of us.
We'll be here. Don't forget the 28th of September, the carnival in Highland Park at the old Barber School, 45 West Buena Vista. It's going to be fun. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Marion and I will be back next Friday. Up until then, stop smoking those cigarettes, you SUV drivers. Slow down. And tonight and tomorrow, let's don't hurt anybody. Let's try to give it at least 24 hours. Goodbye.
After receiving a delinquent property tax bill for the 2 lots connected to my home, I was concerned. I didn't even know that I had a past due bill. I went down to the Wayne County Treasurer's office, and the staff worked with me to keep my property out of foreclosure.
My property taxes became delinquent after I fell behind on my bills. Treasurer Sabri and his staff came to the town hall in my city
p.m. and until 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. Or email textinfo@wayncounty.com for assistance. Take the first step. Contact our office today.
It worked for us.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-996-9845. Call now, 1-800-996-9845. For a free brochure, call 1-800-996-9845.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Sisters, my topic for today is, no matter what you're going through, you can and you will make it. This is part 3 of a 3-part sermon. This is part 3. In parts 1 and 2, I made you aware of some of the obstacles that's our way. We went through that. See, if you don't know, you don't know. So the first thing you need to do is to be made aware of what's going on. I'm not going to go back into parts 1 and 2. You know what that was all about, how we've been lied to, how we've been cheated, how our identity, everything that belonged to us has been taken away. We also went into the fact that prayer has been taken out of the schools. The Bibles have been taken out of the school. Everything that was meant to help our children and to help us has been taken away. I wanted to make you aware of that first. So what's the solution to all of these problems that's going on in the world? And I know everybody's having some kind of a problem, whether it's health or it might be finances or it might be trouble in your family, on and on and on and on and on. So what's the problem? What's the solution to all of this? First and foremost, I was trying to make you aware. Let's look at the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. And it reads as follows. And you know who this is speaking here? This is God speaking. This is God speaking. He says that my people are destroyed because of a lack of what? A lack of knowledge. This is why I've been trying to give you all of this background, all of this knowledge of why all of this stuff is happening, because our people, God said, we're destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. If we don't know, we can't do better. Right, that's right. Also, because thou hast rejected the knowledge. Now, when you get the knowledge, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to put it to use, or are you going to reject it? See, this is another reason why our people are destroyed. Because sometimes when we get the knowledge, we reject it. We don't put it to use. Brothers and sisters, I want you all to know, and I've said this before, that everybody, even this baby here, we were all born with a God-driven purpose, a God-given purpose. And it's just so unfortunate that so many of us go through a whole lifetime and never know what our God-given purpose is. But see, that God's sheep has scattered? The shepherd has been struck in the government. Y'all do know that, right? Even in some churches, and I won't go off into that, but I know in this church, we ain't gonna scatter our sheep. I'll never teach you nothing contrary to the Most High God. I will turn my hand against the little ones. Ooh, y'all need to read the scripture. Don't y'all see we live in this day and time now? Y'all see every time I look at certain articles, some little child has been taken, some little child has been abducted, some little child is a form of this human trafficking. This is what they're talking about. We got to go back, brothers and sisters, to come into church, reading our Bibles. Y'all know how powerful the Bible is? How authoritative the Word of God. The Bible is the Word of God. Y'all got to start reading the Bible. Everything that you're going through, y'all hear me, and I've said this before. Everything that you're going through, there is a scripture in the Bible for you. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. There is a scripture in the Bible to help you. Psalms 91 is my favorite. Because I was up against a huge Goliath one day. And I won't go into what that Goliath was. But it was a matter of life and death. And me believing God's word, Psalms 91, is what brought me through that. He who dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, whose power no foe can withstand. Nobody can withstand the power of the Most High God. That's Psalms 91 verse 1. Hallelujah. I took that to heart and I believed in that. I said, Lord, according to your word. Verse 2, I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge. He's my fortress. He's my God. In Him will I trust. You know what a refuge is? It's something that covers you up. A fortress is something that surrounds you. So if you're covered and surrounded, what devil can do you any harm? And I brought that scripture to God's remembrance. And I came out of that situation a champion, like David did. Psalms 37 verse 4 is another one. Delight thyself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. So if it's something that your heart really, really desires, do what God said. He said, delight yourself in Him. That means give Him the praises, give Him the glory, exalt His name. Look at verse 8. It will come about in all the land, declares the Lord. God is still talking. These ain't my words. I'm repeating what God said. That 2 parts of it will be cut off and perish. Y'all see how people are just perishing? How people are just falling by the wayside? And I don't think they're just talking about natural deaths. You know, you can be walking around alive now and be just as dead as a doorknob. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It's here in the book. God said that 2 parts of the earth, 2 parts of the land will be cut off and perish. But the other third will be left in it. Now you know we're divided in thirds, 3/3, right? He said 2/3 would perish. And like I said, not necessarily a death. You can be alive and be dead and be just as dead, if you know what I mean. Those 2/3 will be cut off. Y'all see how crazy this world is now? I've never seen it this bad before. Growing up as a kid, it was nowhere near this bad. But if you notice, as time goes on, the time gets what? Worse and worse and worse. See? Going to that 2/3. Going to that 2/3. But the third will be left. See, most of us are a part of most precious jewels that we have. Let's keep reading. And I will bring the third part through the fire. I will refine them. I just told you that. A lot of times we go through the fire so that we can be refined. I will refine them as silver is refined, and test them as gold is tested. Every time you go through a hardship, doesn't mean that the devil is beating up on you. Sometimes we're being what? Start with a T. We're being tested. We're being tested. Just like Jesus was tested. Right after John the Baptist baptized him, before Jesus started his full-fledged ministry, he was tested. The devil tested him in the wilderness. And you all know the story because I've taught you that. So I'm not going to go over that again. But I just want you to know, if God's son can be tested, who are we? You know we got to be tested. So everything is not all bad when you're going through something. I do know this. All of the trials and tribulations that I've gone through, they were not easy. They were not easy. But I kept trusting and believing in who? Kept trusting and believing in God. Because I just don't believe that God will ever let me just fall flat on my face. If I fall, he's going to pick me up. And when he picked me up, I'm going to try it all over again. I told you a quitter never wins. And a winner never what? Quits. Y'all got to remember that. When I teach you something, I want you to remember, because you know I'm going to bring it up again. You know I'm a teacher as well, right? Amen. Hallelujah. So when things are going bad for you, it's not always bad. Sometimes you're being tested. Now I'm going to tell you, every test that I've ever gone through, once I came through the test, I was a better person. I was a stronger person. God elevated me to another level. You know, you have to be tested before you go to any new level. Not just in a spiritual sense, but you know in a natural sense too. Period. Right, Diddy? Period. You're going to be tested. Before you can get into law school, you have to be what? Tested. They ain't going to just let you in. Before you go to the next grade level, you have to be what? Tested. And I'm going to tell you, when you're being tested, even in a natural sense, your teacher is silent, isn't it? And your teacher silent when you're being tested? Well, God sometimes appears to be silent too. So don't think he's forgotten about you when you're being tested and when you're going through excruciating trials and tribulations. Just know a lot of times he's just looking at you to see if you're going to hold on. Just like Job. You know, we talked about Job. I don't think anybody other than Jesus ever went through as much as Job. But Job kept holding on. Job lost all of his wealth. He lost all of his children. Then the devil inflicted sickness on him, boils from the crown of his head to the sole of his feet, but he never, ever, ever cursed God. Through it all, he still gave God the praise. Still, he had 10 children, and they were all killed in the same day. All of his wealth was taken from him in one day. Then his health, if that wasn't enough, his health was taken from him. What more can a person take? But Job continued to give God the glory, continued to praise God. And when his test was over, God gave him back double of everything he had lost. Everything he had lost. And trust me, he'll do the same for you. Whatever you've lost, God will give it back to you in double. You cannot be God-given. Look at, let's finish reading verse 9. They will call on my name. Who is they? Us. Us. We will call on God's name, and he will answer us. what's going on. Now, brothers and sisters, what can you do? What can you do? Getting spiritually armed with the spiritual oil. This is what we need to do so that we can be a winner, so that we can win in this situation. He said, well, how do I get that spiritual oil? These are some of the ways. Number one, get a job doing something in the church. Get a job doing something in the church. Like these little dancers, that's their little job. They dance and they do a good job at it. The band, that's their job and they do an awesome job at it. The deacons, that's their job and they do an awesome job at it. Singer, minister, she feels it wherever she can. Number two, be faithful coming to service. Every time you come to service, you're having some of that spiritual oil deposited into your spiritual vessel. Number three, pay your tithes and offerings. And you know, this is one of the ways that you're blessed and get that spiritual oil in your vessel by paying your tithes and your offerings. Number four, read the Bible, believe God's word, and stand on his promises. But God will never tell a lie. God will never let you down. Y'all better learn how to trust and depend on God. Number five, praise God. This is another way to get that spiritual oil. Whatever you do in the church, praise God. Get that spiritual oil. Number six, and of course, pray. But when you pray, you got to believe. You can't just go to God and not believe. You got to believe. God wants you to believe and trust in him. Because he will do what he said he's going to do. Number eight, love your neighbor as you love yourself. In other words, love everybody. But I'm going to treat people the way God wants us to treat them. What do you say? That's what he said to do. If you have your Bibles, I want you to open up to the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. And again, this is Jesus talking to his disciples. And he's speaking to them in the form of a parable. And it reads as follows. Verse 25, chapter 25, verse 1. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. Verse 2. 5 of those virgins were foolish. What does it mean to be foolish? They were thoughtless. Y'all know any young folks like that? They were extra silly. They were careless. Y'all know any young folks like that? And then 5 of them were wise. What does it mean to be wise? Farsighted. In other words, you don't look at what's going on right now. You plan for the future. That's why we tell our children to get educated so that you can go into college and get a good job or either open up your own business. You have to be educated to open up your business. Ain't no idiot gonna run a successful business. So you have to be educated for that. You don't necessarily have to go to college, but you have to be educated. Practical and sensible. That's what it means to be wise. You're farsighted, you're practical, and you're sensible. Verse 3. For when the foolish took their lamps, they didn't take any extra oil. Now here we're talking symbolic now. We're talking symbolism. We ain't talking about no real liquid oil. We're talking about the oil that you get when you come to church. The oil that you get in your vessel when you read the Bible. The oil that you get in your vessel when you listen to the pastor preach the word of God. The oil that you get when you're out here praise dancing. The oil that you get when you're on the band playing those instruments. The oil that you get when you just come to church. God is going to deposit some oil into you. When the foolish virgins took their lamp, they did not take any extra oil with them. But the wise took flasks of oil along with their lamps. How many of you got some oil in your vessel today? Anybody clap your hands? That's spiritual oil. Anybody shout that you've done today, just coming to church, God will deposit that spiritual oil into you. Just come in. But you know, the more you do, the more oil you get, right? Verse 5. Now while the bridegroom was delayed, they all began to nod off, and they fell asleep. But at midnight, there was a shout. Look! The bridegroom is coming. Go out to meet him. Trouble is knocking at your door. What you gonna do? Look at verse 8. Then all those virgins got up, and they put their own lamps in order. They trimmed the wicks and added oil and lit them. But the foolish virgins, the ones who don't never come to church, the ones who don't believe in God, the ones who be doing whatever they do instead of coming to church on Sunday, these are the foolish virgins. Let's see what happened. Verse 8. But the foolish virgin said to the wise, give us some of your oil, because our lamps have gone out. Verse 9. But the wise virgins replied, no! You should have been at band practice and got your own oil. Can't say that about the dancers, because all the dancers be here. Wait to buy oil. The bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut and locked. Later, the other ones came, the 5 foolish ones came, and said, Lord, Lord, open the door for us. Help, 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 I need your help. Verse 12, but he replied, I assure you, and most solemnly say to you, I do not know you. And while you could have, you didn't. While you could have, you didn't. Brothers and sisters, get that oil in your vessel. Get that oil in your vessel. Thank you so much for watching The Power of Praise. My name is Dr. Savina Lachelle Taylor, and I am the pastor of Unity Mission Church. If you would like to support our ministry and help to keep our broadcast on the air, a broadcast that is viewed by a multitude of people, a broadcast that have touched the lives of so many, please send donations to our website, unitymissionchurch.com or unitymissionchurch.org. You may also send checks or money orders made payable to Unity Mission Church to our address, 1335 Oakman Boulevard, Detroit, Michigan, 48238. When you support this ministry, brothers and sisters, you are actually assisting us with supporting the community. We assist with feeding the hungry. We support families with social and economic needs. We provide jobs. We provide a multitude of after-school programs. Our theme is unity in the community. You may send your donations to our website, unitymissionchurch.com or unitymissionchurch.org, or you may send your checks or money orders payable to Unity Mission Church to 1335 Oakman Boulevard, Detroit, Michigan, 48238. We also cordially invite each and every one of you to our Sunday morning service, which begins at 11 a.m. Here you can truly witness the power of the Most High God showing up and showing out. We thank you in advance for your support, and may God continue to bless you abundantly. In Jesus' name, amen. Once again, if you are looking for a great dentist, if you're looking for painless, superb dentistry, I want you to come to Coney Gardens Dental Center, 2 locations. The first one is the East Side location, located at 20
Betty and Debbie both need to trim their dog's nails, but Betty's dog hates having his nails trimmed, so she struggles every time. And her regular clippers pinch and cut to the quick. But Debbie's dog doesn't mind it at all because she's found a simple solution. Introducing Paw Perfect, the new safe, quick, and easy way to keep your dog's nails trimmed perfectly. Paw Perfect uses a rotary filing action, just like the pros do, to gently file the nail to a perfectly smooth finish, giving you precise.
Arrested, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be held against you. Don't talk to the police. Talk to me first, Attorney Warren E. McAlpine from the Action Attorney Center. I know the law and I know your rights. Whether felony, misdemeanor, drug, OWI, domestic violence, or traffic violation, I can help you. Call today, Warren E. McAlpine, 1-888-292-6908.
Well, as a parent, and when I heard about it, I told my husband, "Go get our kids."
You know, that's right.
Something's going on. I don't know what it is, but something's going on. And to watch it, then I actually watched the news. They brought the TV into the auditorium for us to watch, and when the towers crumbled, the whole city was covered in soot or the dust. It's terrible. And we should never, ever forget the first responders or the people, the children that lost their lives on that day. We should never forget that. All right, so my friend Deborah.
Renee, where were you?
Yeah, Renee, where were you on 9/11, 2001?
I was at the casino.
Okay. We had a casino?
No windows, no windows, no clocks.
Really?
So when I got out, I didn't know what was going on.
Did we have
what casino did we have?
We had them. We had Motor City. And if we had Motor City, we had the rest of them.
Okay. Well, you know what? We did have Motor City 2001.
Yeah, what I'm making it up.
I joined Persuasion in 2000, and I saw them at Motor City.
Yeah. And when I got out, the world was in shambles.
Yes.
Everything was all just discombobulated, and people were crying, and I was crying at the time because I lost my money. But
you lost
was
your money.
Yeah. So, but it was nothing compared to why everybody else was crying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was shocked and overwhelmed. All of that.
Well, Kimberly Jones says that she was on the bus going to work, scared to death. See, that the problem was we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know. Like at first, like RJ said, we thought it was the plane hit the tower by accident.
Right.
But when another one comes right behind and hit the other tower, ding, ding, it's no accident. This is on purpose.
Mayday.
And that third plane would have did worse damage than that, had those heroic people who lost their lives in the process. The last thing they said was, "Let's roll." Remember? I had a T-shirt that said, "Let's roll," because they took him down, but the plane went down too.
As well.
But they saved countless lives by doing that. So they're always the heroes in my eyes.
Right. Everybody died on that third plane?
Yep. 9/11 was and it was even planned to be on 9/11. Because that's what we, as Americans, call the emergency number, 9/11. They planned this. They partied before they did it. They came to New York and spent money in the bars, buying drinks, celebrating what they knew they were going to do the next day.
And they was willing to die for it.
And on top of that, I'm going to tell you something. Greed played a big part in this being successful because they had to learn how to fly, and they learned how to fly in America with a private pilot who was so in. Don't you want to know why these people want to learn how to fly a plane and they can barely speak English? You don't want to know?
No, he was trying to get his money.
He got his money.
That's all.
It's blood money.
Yeah.
Blood money. Okay.
The
pilot that taught him how to fly. All right. Well, on a lighter note, let's talk about divorce.
Oh, just as bad. Yeah, let's talk about it. Just as bad.
Now listen.
911.
Right. But let me just say this to y'all about divorce.
Okay.
If us, a regular person gets a divorce, you have to settle with the house or You lose, a few dollars here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But think about when these billionaires and millionaires get divorced.
Oh, make my phone ring.
Let me just tell you this. When Madonna and Guy Ritchie got divorced after 7 years of marriage,
okay,
that divorce was $92 million. That's how much it costs to leave each other alone.
What?
$92 million after 7 years of marriage.
What about them last $2?
Honey,
remember that song?
Yeah, I sure do. Cheaper to keep her.
Yeah.
Now, remember Sheila Johnson of the BET fortune?
Mm-hmm.
She was married to her husband for 33 years.
Okay.
And when they finally divorced, she had to give that man what the divorce cost to separate, $400 million. But she had just got $3 billion. Excuse me. Excuse me. Woo, that made me sneeze.
You know that's right.
She had just got $3 billion for selling BET.
So she had to pay.
Well,
All depends who has the money.
I think she had the money.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
Bless you.
Somebody got on some Old Spice or something around here. Remember the Old Spice cologne? Somebody got it on.
I did like that Old Spice.
I did not.
It was
No.
all right. Daddy used to wear it all the time.
Because that's all they had back then.
Yeah.
And all the ladies had was that Charlie.
Yeah.
Remember the Charlie?
Right.
Yes, I'm so glad they made different cologne. Everybody
Yeah.
smelled like the Avon lady. Everybody smelled like the Avon lady. Whew, Lord Jesus.
Yeah,
All right.
all depends. All depends who makes the most and who works.
It doesn't matter if it's a
who
man
doesn't.
or a woman.
Exactly.
Who makes the most money?
Mhm.
Well, Demi Moore and Bruce Willis, remember that famous couple?
Yeah.
Their divorce cost $90 million
$90 million.
after 11 years of marriage.
You gotta pay $90
Now, we
million.
know Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
You know, he makes all the famous movies. He's a great, I think he passed away. Did he? No?
I think.
Oh,
I think-
Spelling.
I think he is.
Spelling
Oh,
passed
yeah,
away.
Right.
Aaron
right.
Spelling.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Steven Spielberg and his wife, Amy, after 31 and a half years of marriage,
Wow.
or is that, maybe, no, that's the other wife. That was 3.5 years. $100 million.
$100 million for 3.5 years.
Well, I was with my wife for 33 years, and we were married 18 of those years.
Uh-huh. How much did it cost you?
Oh.
We're still counting.
Oh, it's still counting. Okay.
Well, my point is, divorce costs more than the marriage, the wedding, and everything else.
So it really is cheaper.
So
to
it's
keep her.
cheaper to keep her.
I just don't understand how two people could say they love each other, and then when something is not right, it just goes crazy in legal battles. I think what's my last name? Chris Tucker.
It's called greed in most cases.
Chris Tucker said, "You know you were success. You know you've been successful, or you know you are successful when you walk into court and you say, I'm paying her lawyer, my lawyer, and this person, that person. Then you know, oh, I made it."
Well, he is one of the newly divorced people.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is. But Mel Gibson and his Mel Gibson was crazy. And once he pulled that stunt with the what is it, the Holocaust or the Jewish something, he got divorced, and it cost $425 million. How about that?
Well, that's expensive.
$425 million.
But he made a lot of money off that movie.
But nobody is slated to lose as much as Mr. Amazon.
Johnny
Oh,
Carson.
yeah.
Mr. Amazon,
Right.
Jeff Bezos.
Right.
66 billion.
66 billion.
Now, everything is not finalized yet.
Oh,
But see, when
God.
when him and his wife got together, she was there to start this company.
Okay.
She worked for him at home in the garage, the whole thing, to start this company. You built a multi-billion-dollar empire. That woman gonna get that money.
I thought she had it already.
No, that's not. Everything is not. The ink ain't dry.
Okay. Okay.
As they say, the ink ain't dry.
Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that. And Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Oh.
Can we say to the tune of $400 million?
Oh.
And so I said to say this to you. Stop crying.
Okay.
Just stop crying about it. Because look at that. Look, well, speaking of millions of dollars, are you a Kardashian fan?
I'm not a fan, but I'll listen to him every once in a while.
Kim, Kim Kardashian, here's the thing. I don't know what it is about this family, but whatever they venture off into in reference to business turns to a gold mine.
Yeah.
Today, was it yesterday, Kim Kardashian finally launched her shapewear. It looked like a spank.
Yeah.
But it's called
Stank.
Skin.
Oh, okay.
It's called Skin, but it looked like a spank. The internet shut down.
Really?
The internet shut down because, and here's the thing.
What?
It wasn't very expensive. The product was under $100, but she sold 2 million in 2 minutes.
So she sold out?
2 million in two. She sold 2 million pieces of that shapewear in 2 minutes.
And how much is it? Under 100.
I mean, she made $2 million. I'm sorry, she made $2 million in 2 million. I'm sorry.
So that was a sellout?
The internet crashed. Her website crashed. Too many people was on it. Too many folks was on it. All of that for some shapewear that looked like a spank. You know? So, hey. But kudos to Miss Kim Kardashian if she's able to do it.
Do it.
But she has a following.
Make that money.
She has a following.
Right.
And she can make
internet
a new Tootsie Roll and call it the Poopy Roll.
Right.
And they will buy it because it's her.
Yeah.
It's not so much as her marketing strategy, anything like that. It's because it's Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
She's popular on the internet.
Right.
Very. The whole family, the other sister, these young ladies.
The whole family.
These young ladies have taken their sex appeal and become millionaires.
Right.
But being sexy.
Yeah.
Having surgery.
Well, I wouldn't. Well,
living their life on the internet. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for that part of the story.
I say get that money. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? Even though I'm not a fan of hers, how can you not just go like, wow, if somebody can make $2 million in 2 minutes?
Right.
Just wow. On the internet.
Get the money.
On the internet.
All about the Benjamins.
The website just crashed, you know. Yeah. Now, Henry, I know you felt some kind of way the other day when Serena lost. Because I know you're a big fan of Serena Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I.
And I love Serena Williams as well. And people were saying some pretty nasty things about she's too old, she's too fat, you know, this, that, and the other. She's always played a good game, you know.
Right.
How about maybe that young lady, the other one was just very good at what she did?
Yeah.
Why do we have to say how bad somebody else is and not say how good the other person is?
Serena just had a baby too, right?
Yeah, she's still carrying around some of that baby weight too, I guess.
She just had a baby.
But that girl, when Serena was 19 years old,
right,
she was unstoppable.
Right.
At 19.
Well, I mean,
now you know everybody had, but you know what? The season is over maybe for her.
Right.
And there's time for this other.
Didn't she have a big argument with the referee?
Yeah, at one time.
Yeah, because they started hating after a while. You know?
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
They did. They
You
really
think
did.
she's gonna retire?
Is she 38? How old is she? 30
something. I don't know how much, but maybe she should retire and go into something else. Because she's got a clothing line.
Yes.
I believe it's on, is it HSN?
I have to look and see.
She got a
well,
clothing
you know,
line.
but her passion and her love is for tennis.
Yeah, I'm crazy about her.
So if she just, I don't know, retiring might make things worse. I don't know. But it was a horrible loss to her. It's a horrible loss.
Right.
She continues though.
Yeah. I don't think she's gonna stop.
Well, I tell you. Now I don't know. Do you guys follow football at all?
Not really.
I
don't.
Live it.
My son does.
So you're not familiar with Mr. Antonio Brown at this point?
I heard the name.
You know what? I'm just with a bunch of people that don't watch the news.
God, we just don't like football.
Hello.
But that was this. He not only does he play
tell us
football,
what he did.
he was accused of rape.
Oh.
After all this big ruckus
And he
going
got-
from
and,
one team to another.
Oh.
And they let them go. They
Well, first of all, and be careful of any sentence that starts with "first of all."
Okay.
But first of all, Brittany, the person that made the allegations about rape, she says that this happened 3 times.
Oh.
3 separate occasions.
Well, then that's her fault.
Don't you say that. But here's the thing.
How you gonna come to somebody's house 3 times, or his place, or around him, and get raped 3 times? Get out of here. Get raped 3 times in 3 different places.
Oh, it was 3 different places?
Or whatever. I'm just writing the script.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish the script.
Women don't get raped.
Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, at this point, these are just allegations, which he adamantly refutes and says, no, I did not rape her. We had consensual sex.
Okay.
And she wanted him to invest in something, in business, and he wouldn't do it. And so this is what he says happened.
That's why I don't go out.
And then she said, I got an email to prove one of the incidents. So she said she got a smoking gun. Now, here's the thing. And I'm not saying it didn't happen to the young lady. These are allegations. But she did not go to the police for either time.
Okay.
But what she did do was go to a reputable, according to her, privately owned place that gives you polygraphs.
Okay.
Which we know are inadmissible in anybody's court. But she says she passed this polygraph. I don't understand not going to report it.
Right.
To the
authorities.
Right.
You report it.
Because it's not that easy.
Because
to get football.
Well, you went to the place and got a polygraph and spent your money. Wanted to make sure what?
That she wasn't a liar, that she didn't look like a liar.
So you think the polygraph test tells people that you are not a liar? That's why it's inadmissible, because it's fallible. It's inadmissible.
It just doesn't sound right.
Honey, they got
it's
people
like birth control, 99.9%.
No, not with a your nails are nice.
Thank
Not with a polygraph test. People have learned how. See, people with a conscience will fail a polygraph test.
Okay.
If you got a conscience and you feel guilty, but if somebody asks you, did you steal those cookies? And you feel like you didn't? No, I did not. And the line gonna be straight.
Okay.
Dig it.
They were your mind said it was my cookies anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So people will take a cigarette and smoke it and calm themselves down. The polygraph is based on your
Wanda act like she
reactions
knows what she's talking about.
to questions.
She
I know what I'm
always know what
talking
she's
about.
talking
You've been through this before?
Been there, done that. I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I have not had a polygraph test. And if I know I'm lying, I ain't taking one. No, and they can't make you take it.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was.
Well,
I'll leave that
you
alone.
should never take one, R.J. Watkins. Never take
I
a
don't have
polygraph
to.
test.
Why would I take one?
Can I get some people to
Thank you. Thank you for
call
bringing-
in and wish us a happy anniversary? It's our 3rd year, 3 years here at the Fake Friends Show, but I have my real friends with me. See, that's the difference.
Yay.
That's the difference.
Yay.
3 years on the air, right, R.J.?
Yes.
Right, Betty?
Right.
Right, Henry?
Right.
Right, Renee?
Right.
That's right, 3 years, 3 years. I've been put up with your
Come on,
shenanigans
8
for
o'clock.
3
Come on,
years.
What time is it?
And you can reach us at
what time is it?
313-868-4336.
Thank you. It's kind of
Call
a break.
in.
Let's take a break.
A break? Okay.
Let's play some PR.